Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we're continuing with our Honda project. I was already imagining how this thing is going to run later with the 600 horsepower. I have no idea what that's going to feel like. But in my mind, it's going to be a beast of a machine. We've already come a long way. As you know, we've already installed a Sidewinder from the brand Dirty 1320. Unfortunately, the wastegate does need to be moved, because we want to keep our heater hoses where they are. Our partner RK Custom X is going to modify this for us, and we also have some really good news. For those who already follow us on Instagram, Twins TV, you've already seen it. We spent days taking our turbo apart. This was just because we needed to clock it. As you know, the oil feed has to go in from the top and the drain from the bottom. Otherwise, your turbo will just break. And we have good news. We did it. And we did it, and we got it. We're really happy about that. But enough talking for now. Let's hang the turbo in place and position it correctly. And from there, we'll see if we can get our intercooler and intercooler pipes installed. Then we'll be a big step further in the process of getting this thing to start. Let's go. Wow guys, I just realized that the route for the intercooler pipes has also become a lot shorter now. Yeah, it's become shorter, especially this whole section. Doesn't it just go straight on here now? Yeah, we still need this part though. The blue piece. Yeah. But RK can just weld it too, right? He can weld aluminum. He can put it anywhere we want. Yeah? So now, the most important thing is that we actually connect this there. The rest is secondary. Still a bit of figuring out to do. But if we get this done, the rest will just follow. We received new turbo gaskets, and most importantly, we have our turbo return line. This one was actually a bit too short. As you can see, I'm half a meter short. That basically means that if we've done our job well later on, that we can start the car in this episode and hear it again for the first time. Yeah, it's going to be really loud, of course, because there's no downpipe underneath. And we actually have to make everything heat resistant again. You can imagine there's a really big engine with a really big turbo in a small compact engine bay, and everything has to be protected against heat. Yeah, check this out again. Your fuel line is literally right next to your turbo, and yeah, that's really fun. That's just boom, the end of the line, which we don't want. So we're taking the turbo off now and rebuilding it properly because our setup isn't right anymore. It worked for the old configuration, but it won't work for the new one. Really great news. Daniel has already adjusted all the fuel lines and put them in the right place where hopefully they won't catch fire. And yeah, that would be really bad. That would be a real disaster. Yeah, and we've basically run all the electrical wires tightly along the bodywork. So yeah, it's actually a completely new setup for our fuel lines and our wiring to the engine. I've also started working on the heat shield in the meantime. As you know, our big turbo will be installed here, and we just have to protect a lot of things from the heat. So of course we're thinking about that as well. How can we do that? Our brake booster is also a bit nearby, so we need to protect that too. Our brake lines run there. For now, I'm just looking at the best way to protect our coolant hoses. Let's see what else we have nearby. But this actually looks pretty good. I might make a little cut here so we can bend it around a bit. I think we're already quite far along. We were just checking if our return line is a bit too long, and it's clearly too long. It's important that you run the return into the oil pan as vertically as possible, without actually making a turn. Because yeah, it's really about gravity. Turns create resistance. Yeah, and this isn't good for the gravity, so it should be as short as possible. We'll saw it off here, so to speak. We'll put a different fitting on it, a 45-degree one. To actually make the flow as perfect as possible, from the turbo to the oil pan, it's all very logical, guys, but we do have to saw a new line again, which is a bit of a shame, but it's all custom. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I just realized that I didn't press the record button, so I didn't capture any of the footage we shot together. But the most important thing is that the fittings don't twist. So you have to set it to the right position right away, so how the fittings come out, right? Is it good? It's actually perfect. I thought it wouldn't fit well, but it does. And it stays in place like that, which is perfect. You know what? That was a good guess. We're satisfied with it like this, so now we're going to officially secure it. We won't take it off again. We've also decided to transfer the heat-resistant mat that Cronenberg made for us onto our new pipe. Because soon our downpipe will run along here, of course. And yeah, you really need to protect it properly. What a lot of work we've already put in today. Yeah, I have to say, but the good news is it's done. There is still one thing that needs to go in though, and that's oil and coolant. We don't have a wastegate in there though, because the wastegate actually makes sure that the turbo doesn't get any resistance when you let off the gas. So this actually needs to be welded on there by RK later. And that other wastegate position needs to be removed. And yeah, we're going to start now without an exhaust because yeah, we just don't have the bends for it. That's right, so it's going to be very loud, but I'm looking forward to it. This is also in a bit of a weird position because the cables, the ignition coil cables going to it are a bit short. So for now, it can't be helped. We're also not connecting it to that yet because we want to build up oil pressure first. We also want the oil to reach the turbo before it starts. Yeah, there are still a few things not connected, like here, a vacuum line. So first we're going to add coolant, then we'll add the oil. After that, we'll build up oil pressure and then we'll start it. Are you guys just as excited as we are? Maybe you can't tell by looking at me because it's really hot here, but we've been working towards this moment for a long time, and now the moment has come to start it up. Let's go. As shown in the footage, Daniel secured the battery terminals, topped up the oil, and added coolant. And in the meantime, I've started up my KMS app. With the KMS dashboard, we can see what is usually shown on our dashboard. And since it's a standalone ECU, we can really read everything. Among other things, boost pressure, oil pressure, the lambda. Since the lambda isn't connected, it won't show that. But anyway, I think we're ready to build up oil pressure. Are we ready? Come on, a bit more enthusiasm. I think so. I'll let you know here whether we have oil pressure.
You need to look down here on the bottom left. 0.1, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6.
Yeah. Yes, we have 0.8 bar oil pressure, fantastic. So that means it has gone through the engine. Yes, also through the pipes, also to the turbo. Exciting. Now comes the first start. Let's go. Okay, we're plugging in the ignition connector. Let's go. Let's keep it very short at first. And then we'll turn it off. Just double check, and then he can stay there a bit longer. Okay. Are we missing something? Are we missing something? Missing something? Did we overlook something? then the cabin ground. Attempt 2.
2.
A little bang. The first bang happened.
Yes.
I just saw it coming from the upper floor. Yes, so it made sense if it was flooded. At least it's flooded. He stinks. Oh.
We miss. We...
Black smoke appears. The engine is running way too rich. But anyway, it starts. That's a very good sign. And the next step is actually making the exhaust, right? Yes, we've made progress in this episode. We heard it running. It wasn't running optimally, because as you know, we didn't have a lot of sensors connected, and of course it needs those to run properly. So we installed a sidewinder. With that, the turbo is now sitting next to the engine block. And now we really hope to start making some power. The very next step you can expect from this project is that we're going to RK Custom Exhaust, where he's going to make a custom downpipe for us. And once that's all sorted out, of course, we'll go to our partner KMS, who will tune this thing for us on a dyno. And we'll see you in a new episode of the 600 HP build, where it's going to get a super cool downpipe. See you then.